Hello, millions of adoring fans. I know you're out there. Welcome to Nearly Total Nonsense. I'm Christopher Peffers. This is Chris Galt right here with me. Chris Galt, say hi.
Hey, everyone. It's our new podcast. What are we going to talk about on this podcast?
Just whatever. Almost nothing, but a little bit of productivity along the way, I hope.
Okay.
Maybe some pop culture, maybe some politics.
All right.
Just discussions.
So I used to be on an old podcast myself.
Yeah.
We are Libertarians with my friends Chris Spangle and Creighton Harrington.
Yeah.
I had a good time over
listened to
there.
that one.
Yeah. Almost listened to it. Yeah. We used to joke around that nobody listened to the show, but it was a good show.
Yeah, no, I heard great things.
Yeah, just had some differences with them, with a couple of things they didn't want to let me talk about, and fluoride and...
That's right. This guy's too edgy for
I guess
libertarian podcast
yeah,
radio.
like Libertarian Party. I'm too fringe for them. How is that possible? They're like the fringe.
You see,
I'm over there.
you see, the
I'm off the
problem
cliff.
is the people listening can't see you, so you're all mysterious, and they actually might think, "Oh, this guy." But if you could see Chris Galt, you would understand why. It's funny that he was too much.
What?
No, nothing.
No.
You keep going.
Fluoride is a serious issue, man.
Yeah,
It's they wanted to put it in with conspiracy theories and 9/11 and it's a serious fluoridated water is still debated in many American cities. When I was living over in California, they actually still talked about it.
Yeah.
It's it's not a fringe idea to think that you don't need a chemical. You don't need to not only spend the money to put the chemical in the water, but that the chemical is not good for you to ingest the same way you don't ingest your toothpaste.
Yeah, but
That's not a conspiracy.
like you could ingest your toothpaste and not much would happen.
Well, it says on the
And
tube.
it's a lot less.
It says on the tube if you ingest this to contact the Poison Control Center.
Don't.
Or that.
I think that's swallowing
has
the
all
whole
kinds
tube,
of warnings
and that's
on it.
way more
I'm just
fluoride
telling you-
than
No.
what you get from a glass of water.
It can definitely make you sick.
Anything can make you sick.
A
Water
little-
can make you sick.
Consuming toothpaste can make you sick.
Yeah, if you eat like the whole tube. But that's like
not really the
highly
point.
concentrated fluoride. This is very diluted.
Well,
fluoride.
we can go into this debate.
No, let's put a stop to this right now.
Dr. E.H. Bronner wrote up some stuff. He's Einstein's nephew.
We haven't established enough of anything to
Well,
get
we'll
into
talk
a
about
lengthy
this
fluoride
sometime,
debate.
but-
Yeah.
I was on this podcast with them. It was a great podcast. We're friends still. Check out their podcast, wearelibertarians.com.
Yeah,
it's a great
that's
show.
right.
We're going to be on there.
They could really use our plug.
Yeah. We have tons of listeners and future listeners, at least. Future listeners.
I know you're there listening to us right now.
Yeah, maybe from the future.
In the
Maybe
year
in like episode
2016.
10, they're like, hey, let's check episode 1 out.
Yeah.
And now they're listening to us now.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're a great podcast. They're starting the We Are Libertarians Radio Network, and I think we're going to be a part of that. That'll be great. Also a part of that is my friend Maya has a podcast,
Yes.
The Uncontrollables.
What?
The Uncontrollables.
The Uncontrollables.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
like
just
some kind of...
Is it just
a little
Maya,
bit of an
or is
anarch-
Maya?
I think she has some guests on.
All right.
I don't know who.
Who are?
I've listened to a
I'm just
few of them,
curious as
but-
to who are the Uncontrollables.
Well, it's kind of... I think it's a spin-off of anarchism, and because she's kind of...
So the Uncontrollables are her and her
into-
nation. The.
I guess so.
All right.
You should check it out. Check it out.
All right. Yeah. I guess.
Then we'll talk about it. Maybe
should
have
just
her on.
listen
We
to
can
it.
have her on over here.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool interviewer. Anyway, so that's a little bit about my history on the radio podcast air.
Yeah.
Have you been on anything, or what's your history, Peppers? You want to tell them about yourself?
No.
No, you don't want to tell them about yourself? Okay, well, I'll keep going on about myself.
I'll talk about myself.
I started the Young Americans for Liberty group, so obviously I said I was on the podcast called We Are Libertarians, so I'm a libertarian. There's no way around that. But
I am also
Yeah.
I would call myself.
Well,
that,
we kind of started a Young Americans
we
for
did.
Liberty chapter at IUPUI back a while ago.
Yes,
when we were
I was the most
fresh in
successful
school.
vice president ever.
Yep, you're a great vice president.
Yes, I had at least as many duties as the actual vice president, which...
The actual president, you mean?
No, I mean, like...
Oh, the real vice
the
president
real
up
vice
in D.C.
president, yeah.
Did nothing? Did you do nothing?
Me and Matt worked very hard to keep that nothing going, though.
Yeah.
Like, we had
Put all the work on me as
we
the
had to
executive
push
director.
we had to push the work around to a lot of Chris Galt's.
There's only one Chris Galt.
There is only one Chris Galt, but we had supplementary Chris Galt's.
Okay. Well, we had a great time there. That's where I met Chris over here.
Yeah.
We started that group together. And now we're wrapping up college.
Maybe. Or
Yeah, I've got a year
something with
left.
college. Doing college-ish things.
Yep. And now we're starting a podcast.
Hey, look at that.
Nearly
I think
total
we
nonsense.
already did. Yeah.
And most of this has been nearly total nonsense.
It's
Got
not-
a little bit of fluoride fact in there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
mostly it was all nonsense.
Everything but what you said was nonsense. I got you.
No, that's not what I said at all.
It hasn't been totally worthless. I stand by the nearly total nonsense.
So, have you changed your mind about telling them a little bit about yourself, Christopher?
No?
You still don't want to tell them anything about you? You have a beard?
Yeah, I have a beard. I was an engineering student for a while. Then I was a teaching student for a while. And now I'm not a student, but trying to become a business student.
Awesome.
So those are my credentials. Clearly, you can see why you would listen to me on any of the stuff we're talking about. I'm something of an expert on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we just want to be something you can plug in, listen to our take on this week's news and issues.
We have a lot of
going on?
confidence in our dynamic personalities
Yeah.
to carry us through this whole hour. Clearly,
right.
we should.
Yep. So what did we do this week? We watched that new Hemlock Grove show on Netflix.
Yeah. After they struck it out of the park with Kevin Spacey in House of Cards.
Oh yeah, House of Cards was great.
Figured it was worth checking out their next show.
Francis Underwood is like the perfect television villain.
House
He's
Majority
like-
Whip.
He's like the perfect villain. You have to love him.
Yeah.
The way he's. Oh, it's incredible. It's
He just handles everything. Doesn't take any shit.
that first scene with the dog.
Yeah, dude.
By the way, we may give spoiler warnings, but this podcast will be. We'll try to warn you if we're gonna talk about a show or something. But if we mention the show and we start to talk about it, we're probably gonna spoil some stuff.
Yeah.
We won't spoil any major plot lines, I guess. But if you've watched it, you can watch the pilot. It's the very first scene of the show.
I'm not always going to pay attention to what I'm saying.
He puts that dog to sleep.
Yes.
It's like there's two kinds of pain. Pain that makes you stronger and useless pain, and I have no time for useless things. That's
Jesus.
just
That's, yeah.
that really sets him up, and that's how he
The
lives
dialogue in that show is just terrific.
I love what is that style called where he looks back at the camera?
It's called a soliloquy.
Yes.
He addresses the audience.
Yeah, exactly. That effect.
It's very Shakespearean.
I love it.
Yeah.
It really made that show. It gave it another level.
Yeah, it's unique. And I like the way they did the text messages, too.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
little things
Mm-hmm.
I like to pick up on. And there's a lot of texting in the show. And they do a good job of showing you what's on the text messages without taking up all the screen.
It really seems like Netflix is coming up with some quality television work.
Yeah.
Like some real good production value, some good casts. Kevin Spacey in the first one and Eli Roth directing the second one.
Yeah, that's definitely...
Those are some names for on television or on movies even.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't expect Kevin Spacey to be doing an internet TV show.
I know.
Like,
So now we're going into the future of television.
yeah?
Like,
Skipping right over Hemlock Grove.
I mean, Hemlock Grove, we watched the pilot.
Yeah, it was very mysterious.
It was pretty like, you got to watch quite a few more episodes to figure out what's going on.
It was definitely...
Everyone has a secret.
It definitely felt like the first, tenth of a horror movie.
Yeah. It's
where you're just lost.
Yeah.
And you know something's coming, but you just gotta, power through it.
Well...
So...
If it's anything like a House of Cards, it'll pick up right where it left off.
Yeah.
So it's like one big 13-hour movie, really.
Yeah.
That's how they're treating their TV shows.
Maybe we should watch...
Because you watch them kind of back-to-back.
After we're done with this.
So maybe we should watch a couple more, because they'll continue the story and see what we think of it.
No, yeah.
But it did look pretty good. It definitely has potential.
It
definitely has potential to go somewhere.
And there were a lot of creepy shit.
I read that more people watched the the premiere of Hemlock Grove in the first day than watched House of Cards in the whole first weekend.
I think
so. It premiered a lot larger, which means that that base is growing for an internet television show.
Well, I think a lot of that comes from the fact that House of Cards was just so well made. So a lot of people saw that and were like, all right, let's see what else Netflix goes. It was a good opening act. Really set the crowd now. So that's why it premiered so much higher. Because I think, honestly, House of Cards is probably the better show.
Yeah.
But, we've only seen the pilot.
You can't judge that yet.
But
we've got to watch this thing.
If you just watch the pilot of House of Cards and the pilot of Hemlock Grove, you will like House of Cards better.
Well, I think Eli Roth may have some good stuff up his sleeves. I think this could be a good show.
I'm not a guy who really goes for horror movies, but
I'm not normally.
I'll watch a good movie if it's a good movie. There are horror movies that I'll watch.
Yeah.
And this one looks, doesn't look awful. So check it out.
Yeah, that's Chris Pepper's take on the show. He's watched the pilot and it doesn't look awful.
Yeah. Well, you can't really say much with just the pilot. I would probably give the same review of The Simpsons or anything else if I just saw the pilot. Any other good show.
Yeah.
That's me making noise with my soda can.
So, Amazon Video has started releasing, let's actually say Netflix released this report, I read.
Yes.
That was talking about the future of television. And I think they purposefully did not mention Amazon.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the one they're most afraid of.
Yeah.
Because Amazon is a giant. Amazon is massive.
And
it's Google massive. It's getting Google massive, and
remember
it's
when
got
they
tentacles
used to
and
just
everything.
Sell books?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
When it started out, they sold books. They were BarnesandNoble.com, basically.
Yeah.
And then they bought BarnesandNoble.com.
It's
and ToysRUs.com. Anyway, yeah, Amazon, they came out of nowhere with this.
Yeah.
They have 14 new pilots, brand new TV shows, original shows.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I worked a winter, a few months in a winter at the Amazon distribution warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Packing boxes.
Yeah.
Man, they sell a lot of stuff.
They do.
They sell
everything
from
They sell
food.
They've got a wider selection than Walmart.
So many people buy toilet paper and paper towels from Amazon.
No, my brother, and when he lived in Lafayette, he would just buy,
I would pack truckloads full of paper towels and toilet paper.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Body wash, buy body wash in bulk. I don't know. Yeah,
you get a lot of good deals on it. Amazon is great.
Deals on Amazon.
Amazon is really good. No taxes. Now the internet tax. So CISPA did not pass.
No, it didn't.
By the way, it did not. It got stopped. It got blocked in the Senate. It got blocked in the Senate. But so it passed the House, but it stopped there. That's great news. But I hear that the next thing they're going to try is the internet tax.
Yeah.
And when the government gets their tentacles in it, they're just going to grab a hold of everything else because you get taxes involved and you have money involved, and companies go to lobby the government, and then the government creates loopholes for these big companies, and then the companies want the CISPA to be passed because the CISPA will have loopholes in the bill for them because they've lobbied for it. It's all this giant evil web.
The internet's so free right now.
And once, I think we can't even let that happen. It's going to be the beginning of the end of the freedom of the internet. It's a slippery slope.
Ooh, that wasn't very nice.
Just messing around with a soundboard here.
Okay. So, I didn't mean to get off track there, but I did want to tell you that CISPA didn't pass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew that.
That's great.
I think Reddit did some sort of blackout, so I bet they were entirely
good
to cause for that.
Great.
I'm sure we should give them all the credit.
Woo! Go Reddit. I love Reddit. Oh my gosh.
I love Reddit, but I hate the people on Reddit.
No, you don't hate the people on Reddit, because Reddit is the people. It's like democracy. That's what Reddit is. It's like democracy on the internet. So we were talking about
oppresses minorities.
We were talking about this report that Netflix put out about the future of television.
Yes, we were.
So they mentioned HBO. Netflix has also said before that they needed to become HBO before HBO became Netflix.
I think they're doing a better job.
And I think they are ahead right now. HBO's been testing out in their Denmark and Norway region up there. HBO without a cable subscription. You can buy it just like Netflix without a cable subscription.
They're testing it out in Norway.
That's their test market, and then they're gonna.
That's
decide
HBO's
from there
test
if they
market.
They're gonna decide from there if they're gonna go to worldwide or not.
I guess they got nothing better to do but watch TV on the internet up there.
People make mistakes. Obviously, the HBO president has made some mistakes.
Oh.
He should have done this a long time ago. There are so many great shows on HBO that people can't. Well, they do anyway, and that's why they have pirated shows.
That is illegal, bro. That is
mean,
illegal. What are you suggesting of our audience?
I'm not suggesting anybody pirates anything. I'm saying that HBO is not very smart. They're asking for it. People would probably buy. Many people would buy their product if they would let them buy it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those shows
they force you to have a cable subscription, and I mean, how many of us at college can want to afford a? Wow, how many of us at college can afford a cable subscription or even want to pay that much for
cable's
one?
Like
we can
if
just
you
get
want
Netflix.
Like HBO cable.
I would pay for Netflix, HBO, and Hulu, and I would have everything I want.
If you want like cable that comes with HBO, that's like $60 a month.
I know.
That's crazy. Just on top of all, yeah.
Exactly.
There's no way I would overpay for cable.
So Netflix is going to expand. Well, their stock soared yesterday.
Yeah.
Because they've been having some real solid growth. I really think Netflix is... Reed Hastings, the CEO, he's a big Obama supporter, I believe. I did some research on the CEOs of the tech companies a while back, and most of them are pretty big liberals.
Yeah,
pretty.
He said that with so much disdain. You guys, you can't. Oh, I'm sure they could probably hear that look you gave them. It just transfers into the podcast.
I know. The only thing that's worse is a neoconservative.
Yeah. Let's not just get into yelling at stereotypes, though.
Okay.
Netflix.
Well, it's talking about Hulu Plus as well.
Yeah, Hulu Plus. They make you pay and give you commercials.
And ESPN is also offering a sports package now that you can watch watch sports online for free, and they have an app. And
that's one that, because I always I think broadcast television will be totally done as soon as you can start watching the Super Bowl on the internet.
Well, that's coming. Maybe this
year.
year.
With a legal way.
Maybe this year.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's... I wonder who's...
Well, every year they broadcast March Madness games. You can watch any of the games online.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So we have Comcast here, and they have pretty much a stranglehold on television here in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
We didn't even tell them where we are. This is the worst podcast ever.
Yeah.
So we're located in Indianapolis here.
Right out of Naptown.
IUPUI was the college.
Yes, where we started Young
talking
Americans
about.
Indiana University,
I might have said YAL at IUPUI. But they wouldn't even understood what that meant.
No, that is... it's a commuter school. It's a place you can get a Purdue degree or
downtown.
an IU degree.
Yeah, and both of those are good schools.
Yeah.
So it's a metro school. Live in a city. Right now we're at Christopher's Peffer's apartment.
Yeah.
Downtown. Riley
Out
Towers.
Here in
Naptown.
Siesta City.
Yep. Subreddit Indie.
Subreddit Indie.
Yep.
r/Indie.
Yeah.
That was probably the lamest sentence I've ever spoken.
So Amazon, in response... gibberish.
Needed some soundboard. Yes, go on.
So Amazon, in response to all this, Netflix gearing up and growing and expanding and getting huge stuff, has released like 14 pilot episodes.
Yes, half of them
of different TV shows. Yeah,
and the
kids
rest of
shows,
them are like sitcoms, I think.
Some adult shows. There's some adult shows.
Yeah, like
not like porn shows.
No, but like HBO.
Yeah, and
a lot of
so
swear
I guess the
words.
point is to go in there and watch them all, and you give comments and rate them all, and they're going to make the highest rated one or few some actual series, continuing series.
I'm not sure how they're doing it, but they plan to make some of them regular series. There's one, I don't know, I think the best of the bunch is that Alpha House. It's got John Goodman in it.
Yeah.
Very talented John Goodman. Briefly has Bill Murray in it. He might be back, though. I have a feeling his character might be back. It's about 4 senators. They live in a house together. I don't know.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I watched it.
Yeah. They talk real funny. They talk about politics.
Yeah.
They're always making jokes about...
It's like Amazon's take on like everybody needs a political show. And so House of Cards had the serious House of...
Yeah.
Netflix had the serious House of Cards. But this is a real funny take on it. It seemed...
It's kind of... Daniel said...
Yeah,
he thought
the first
it was like
episode...
Office Space.
Or I don't want to spoil
Washington.
the episode, if we're going to ask them to watch it.
No, probably not.
All right.
You can watch it for free on Amazon.com.
Yeah, and there's apps for that now on everything.
Yeah.
PS3 has an app for Amazon Video, Instant Video. It's getting pretty Netflixy.
I love how we've sold out so much for free. Like, we're already plugging all this stuff. Our 0 listenership show so far. We'll get there. You're listening to it right now, so we must not have failed, right, audience? That's totally there.
So, this week I learned that Sean Connery turned down the job of Gandalf in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Turned it down.
He did. I heard that, too.
Yeah.
I guess.
He was offered $6 million per film.
No way. I'm going to act like I'm just hearing this now.
15% stake in the profits.
Why do
the whole profits, 15% stake.
How do you give up 15% of a blockbuster?
Well, he said that he had never understood the script. That was his words. He didn't understand it. He said, "I read this. I read the book. I read the script. I saw the movie. No, I still don't understand it."
It's monsters killing each other. Like, that's the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, Ian McKellen took the part.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yes, he did. Oh gosh, Sean Connery could have been amazing, but because Sean Connery's pretty good, but he lost out on $450 million payday.
$450
million, and that's not even counting the money from The Hobbit that's coming up.
That's a lottery
that
jackpot.
just came out.
That's an impressive lottery jackpot. Just for acting in a few movies.
Yeah. I think he made the wrong choice.
Yeah, like an asshole. No, it's cool, Sean Connery. He made the right choice with Indiana Jones.
Yeah. I agree.
And probably James Bond, too. He's probably made a few good choices in his life.
Yeah.
Dude's a little successful.
A little bit. That is some epic gaming music right there.
Yes.
That is from our soundtrack of our Budget Gamer of the Week game.
Yes.
So we
The
know that
broke
some
gamer.
broke gamer. Okay. We
Well,
know that some
whatever.
people, need to save some money but still want to have fun playing some games. So
And piracy is way illegal.
so we just come to
Like,
you.
that's not
Yeah.
even...
No, it's not even
That's
acceptable.
not something people do.
No, nobody
Because it's
does
way
that.
illegal. So,
So we come to you with cheap, affordable options to purchase games.
yeah.
We'll find some deals sometimes for you, or just give you some good, low-price games that are good quality, fun games to play.
It's really our way of giving back, you
Yeah.
know, to a world that's given us so much.
Yeah, the gaming community is wonderful.
Just,
I mean, there's some brilliant stories coming out of there.
we're getting into heaven one good deed at a time.
Mm-hmm.
This is part of that. So anyway,
Half-Life has its place in heaven.
without further ado,
So our game this week is Jamestown.
Jamestown.
Yeah, so we picked up this game for a pretty penny of $10.
Yeah, it's a little more
$10.
than I'd spend on a budget game, but still,
Yeah, we thought we had to
Find a
mention it,
value.
right? It's a good quality game. That was one of the things that really stuck out to me was the soundtrack of the game.
yes,
It has really good music for all the levels.
gave you a
Even
taste of it. That is Lost Temple of Croatia.
Yeah.
Croatoa, rather. 'cause
Croatoa, yeah.
It's Jamestown.
Yeah.
Croatoa was that word.
Yeah. So,
Basically, the story is Lost Colony of Jamestown.
yeah.
Just this very mysterious story from American history. They left one winter, this group of people, from Jamestown to go get supplies or something. And then when they came back, everyone was gone. Jamestown had disappeared. Word Croatoa carved into a tree. So the story is, in this game, aliens came and took them, or something, right?
Yeah.
And you fly around. It's kind of like one of those Space Invaders game, but way more intense, a lot more going on.
Oh, yeah.
Go back and forth at the bottom of the screen shooting guys.
It's a real hardcore, I guess, shooter,
Yeah.
space shooter platformer.
Yeah, I'm trying
I
to
don't
think
even know.
of the games that are
Arcade
like that. What was that game?
is like
Galaga.
Galaga. It's like extreme Galaga, though,
Yeah.
like real fast paced.
It goes back to like old school like
You
Contra
can only get hit
games.
one
You can only
time
get
and you
hit
die.
once. Yeah, and there's just balls of light going everywhere that'll kill you.
Yeah,
One cool thing about it is it's totally co-op, up to
Yep.
4 people, I think.
yeah,
There's a bunch of different ships.
yeah. It's fun to play co-op.
Yeah,
You can use somebody use the keyboard, somebody uses the mouse,
yeah,
and use the other part of the keyboard. Somebody uses a controller.
yeah. If
but,
you got an Xbox controller.
yeah, but it's a pretty good game. What's nice about it is if you're not hardcore, you can play it on an easier mode.
Yes.
And it's still pretty fun.
There's
I
like
didn't
9
start at expert
difficulties.
mode. I started on, I think I played it the first time through on hard, and then it took me a while to beat the 5
Yes,
levels. I think
and-
there's 5 or 6 levels.
Yes, and
And
you'll
then
just
I
be,
played it through again on expert, and I beat them all except for the very last level on
Yeah.
expert. I can't beat the last level on
Expert's
expert.
not even the hardest one, is it?
Oh, I thought, well,
Or is there?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the hardest one, though.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
one I
I'm
can't
sure.
beat the last one on. Yeah, dude, I only play everything in beast mode.
Sure.
I only play everything in beast mode.
Yeah.
Even if I can't handle it.
There's
Like
only
Guitar Hero or something.
Chris Gold only goes 1 speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know, in like the old When we did you ever play Guitar Hero Rock Band?
I did play Guitar Hero.
Okay.
I never made it to Expert, though.
Well, I always played everything on Expert. I just might not always been
Yeah.
able to pass everything on Expert.
I
Like
made
half
it.
of the songs would be way easier than the other half.
Yeah,
There's always
that
a
was-
section of really hard songs.
That was always Guitar Hero's
So I could
problem.
play 90% of the songs on Expert, and then they'd throw, like, everybody would be like, well, you play Expert? Let's see you play Metallica. Or Buckethead.
Through the fire and the flames.
Or, yeah, Dragon Force. I'm like, okay.
Dragon Force couldn't even play Dragon Force.
So, it's a good game. Pick it up, $10
Yes.
on Steam, right?
Jamestown.
It has an expansion. I haven't checked out the expansion yet, but it
Yes.
adds another ship.
And a couple extra levels, I think, maybe.
Okay.
Great. I don't know. I haven't
So
checked out the
you can
expansion
check out
either.
some gameplay videos on YouTube if you want to, see what the game style's like before you buy it. But it's a good game. Play it with some friends. Good time. Cool. What's next on our list, Peppers?
Next on our list, we could talk about what are current events. We could talk about the Boston bombing,
Oh, the Boston bombing.
turning into a police state.
Well,
And then, as soon as they lift the police state, they spend hours looking for this guy. They lift the police state, and some old guy who's walking around finds him.
I know. It was almost like a trial martial law for Boston. It was like,
It was definitely some...
I don't think that the way
Some
they
shady
handled it the
stuff.
way that it they definitely handled it with some force.
Yeah.
Like
They came...
the fists of fury came down on Boston for that week.
And it seemed like they were pretty prepared to just...
It did.
Bring that
It almost
about.
seemed like they were so prepared that they might have knew it was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying they did it. I'm just saying that there are many reports of bomb sniffing dogs and CIA agents and FBI agents and stuff being there already. So, I mean, of course they might have had a tip that they were ready to get prepared
Or maybe
for it.
they thought, hey, this is a decent opportunity for a terrorist attack. So maybe you have
Maybe
some
that's it.
bomb-sniffing dogs there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Was that your try discrediting my theory?
Yeah, like...
Oh, okay. That, it's a big event, so we'll just have
Yeah.
bomb sniffing dogs around
yeah.
at the finish line.
They bring bomb-sniffing dogs to, like, schools. Why not the Boston Marathon? A lot of people crammed together.
I don't ever see a bomb sniffing dog at school. Sorry, buddy.
Well,
But, I mean...
we live in pretty
Well, Mayor
non-threatening
Bloomberg
suburbs.
said, get used to it, America. We need more security cameras. He said, this is the state we need to live in.
No,
We need these for security. And he said we needed to reinterpret the Constitution because the idea of privacy rights is not there.
I don't know. Part of me wants to say just like there's too much. People are getting their heads filled with too much bullshit on the Constitution. We might have to just like stop referring to it and start finding better arguments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just because no one follows the Constitution anymore.
Beating a dead horse.
Yeah, it's just
Not
it's
working
not
out.
worth it. Yeah.
All right, so that's kind of sucks for Tea Partiers.
Yeah.
But,
Well, they're just misguided rage anyway.
yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Rand Paul's got the Tea Party's back, right?
You like Rand Paul?
He's pretty cool.
Is that why you threw his name in there?
I like his ability to filibuster. I think
Yeah.
filibusters are awesome. I
Yeah.
think the idea of a filibuster is just a great idea for political discourse because, I mean, if you're the minority, you don't have a lot of options. But if you can just keep talking for hours, like, I don't know. I think you should have to be on topic. I think you should have something new to say. But Rand Paul can do that. You can just keep talking and talking and talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love filibusters. Be able to delay a vote, that's awesome.
Yeah. Think his filibuster was pretty amazing.
He's had a few
He's
really
pretty-
good ones.
Yeah, he's really making a name for himself out there.
He is. I think we're definitely going to see a presidential bid.
Yeah, he's made that pretty clear without making it clear.
But, I mean, anything can happen. I remember back when the other election, everyone thought Sarah Palin was going to run.
Yep, never did.
Thank
God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Not even a rookie governor. Didn't quite.
I remember when they asked her if she could name some newspapers, and she couldn't name any newspapers. Like, she didn't know the New York
USA
Times or
Today.
the Washington Post, or I don't even read the newspaper, and I can name some newspapers.
Oh, man. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. I don't think I'll ever know what a newspaper subscription costs in my life.
Yeah.
It's just...
Well, it's like
you're on your way out, newspapers.
Yeah.
Give it up.
I saw a video on YouTube of a baby, trying to use a magazine and thinking it's broken because it wasn't touchscreen like an iPad. Because the baby understood the touchscreen, but not the physical magazine. It couldn't figure out how to flip the pages, but it knew how to use an iPad fine. This is what the world is. It's changing fast. Everything is going to be digital very, very soon.
Yeah, everything's already digital.
I mean,
it's
great.
It's just
with Google Fiber coming, with the gigabit internet, they've expanded to Austin, Texas now. They're going to I don't remember. They just announced another state that they bought.
Is that free internet?
Yeah, they offer free internet.
Jeez.
And then they also have a plan that you can buy that gives you gigabit internet.
Okay.
Which is...
So the free internet's going to be like dial-up or something?
No,
or dial-up
it's still
speed?
as fast as cable.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
It's really good. Then it bundles it with a TV package, so you get all the television.
Because we love broadcast TV
over here. Well, it gives you Google TV.
Yeah?
And it's like smart TV. So
probably get Netflix through that.
Your remote is a Nexus 7. They give you a Nexus 7.
Yeah.
To go with it, that's your remote.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it seems like a really good deal too. I'd love it if it came here.
Yeah.
I'd love it. But AT&T's starting up their own fiber network to compete with it, you know. So
yeah, how good's that going to be?
I don't know. It's not. I mean, they've already laid it down here in Indy, but it's not as fast as gigabit.
Yeah.
But they're saying that they can upgrade it later on to make it as fast as gigabit.
They're going to upgrade all this.
That's what they said.
Fiber optic.
That's what they said.
That they're laying down underneath the pavement.
Yeah. So, but Google Fiber's only in 3 cities, going on 4 now. So, and it's still building in the first 3, I think.
Yeah.
So, but I really think it'll pick up some steam after like maybe 10 cities, and then it'll probably expand really quickly.
Yeah.
Because demand will be.
I mean, Google's
everybody will
just
see. It's putting Kansas City on the map, basically. Yeah. And a lot of new companies are moving there because of its speeds on the internet, and a lot of tech companies, and because they get upload speeds here with Comcast. What we get 6 megabytes upload.
It's awful.
And they're gonna get
Comcast is the worst.
They're gonna get 1,000.
The worst. Yeah.
I mean, that's not even comparable.
Yeah.
The amount of connectivity you can have with that. But we want the government to get their greedy paws on it. Regulate it. Keep that stuff quiet.
Yeah, that's what we all want, right? The government's paws. Anyway. This is not that show.
Yes, it is.
It's only a little bit that show.
Yeah, Chris, so you're here, you're a little bit of an Apple fanboy. Just a little bit.
Oh.
You might not admit it, but you're over here with your iPhone, and there's a Mac over here next to you on the right.
That is Daniel's Mac.
Your brother's Mac, but you still love it. You're still a Mac fanboy.
I have not used that Mac at all.
Well, you definitely still have a thing for Apple. On my other hand, I've opened up to the truth.
The Matrix?
That Google is not the Matrix. I just realized I've
Google-fied
my life. I've Google-fied my life.
Yeah.
I've made it easier. I've I've got an Android. I've got a Galaxy Nexus. I run everything off Google Docs.
It's a life upgrade.
Gmail, Chrome, everything's synced together.
Google makes you a better person.
I've got an Asus Transformer Prime. It does. It really helps me a lot. Google even has a new app called Google Keep. It really helps me keep track of my notes and stuff.
Yeah.
I've taken tons of podcast notes in there. Like, we need to check out Elysium. Looks like a good-looking movie coming up,
yes.
Elysium.
Foreshadowing to future podcasts.
Yeah, there we go. We can watch that and review that.
Ooh.
So
we were totally going to watch Oblivion, too, but didn't.
Well, we will.
Look forward to that.
So, I love Google. I'm not afraid to admit it, though. They have made some pretty bad stuff. I'm not going to lie. But it's all led into something great.
Yeah.
Like, what are some bad Google products? Google Buzz. Google Buzz was terrible.
I don't know what that is.
But Google Buzz and what was the other one? The one that you could work on things at the same time together. Wave. Google Wave. Google Wave and Google Buzz. Those were both pretty big failures, but they both led to Google Plus. And Google Plus is not a failure by any means. Second largest social network.
By the
fastest
means
growing.
of Chris Peffers isn't on Google Plus.
I mean, Chris Peffer should be on Google Plus. Google
I don't
Plus
know
is
about that.
great. I have more Reddit friends on Google Plus than I have on Reddit.
Oh, yeah. I love the people of Reddit, by the way.
And they're all on Google Plus.
Yeah,
They're all on Google
Plus. It's a
Plus.
terrific community of,
Well, why don't you actually talk to the people from there? You can friend them. I'll show you my Reddit circle. I've got
Oh, yeah?
450 people in it. Hello, friends from Google Plus.
Well, anyway.
Shout out to you because I'll post this on there.
Okay.
So, anyway, Google's great. I use Google Voice. I even have a Google phone number.
All right.
I don't see any negatives, and I just laugh at people that aren't to there, and they can be, and I just want to help you get there. So my goal by the end of this whole thing, when our podcast dies after like 3 episodes and we're done and we give up because nobody listens, I'm gonna have you wanting a Google phone.
I don't know what I'm pointing at.
You're gonna be wanting to Googlefy your life. You're gonna be. I'm trying to get you to use Google Drive to keep our notes for our show, and you're gonna love it.
All right,
I'm gonna open your eyes.
I'm gonna love it. My eyes will be
Google
open.
Google Glass. So Google I/O is in 2 weeks. Google I/O.
Yes.
It's the developers conference. Google developers conference.
I'm told this is happening. I was told
yeah.
by this guy.
There are some rumors going around. Nobody really knows what's gonna be really announced yet. Some rumors say the key lime pie, Android 5.0 could come out. But
that's not the dumbest name for an operating system I've ever heard.
They have amazing names for operating systems. Every single one of them is a suite. So just like Apple uses cats, or isn't that what they do?
Yeah,
they use different cats like Mountain
jungle
Lion and
cats,
Snow Leopard, and so Android and Google uses suites. So Cupcake with C, Eclair, and they just go down the alphabet.
Yeah.
And so they've had ice cream sandwich, jelly bean.
I don't know.
Donut.
That's like naming your high school mascot the Quakers. It's just kind of like name it something awesome.
Gingerbread.
Why not name it after guns or something?
And now we're on. I think sweets are great because every time I get an update, it makes me. It's like eating a brownie.
Oh, this is Jelly Bean.
Oh, yummy!
I can say that sentence with a straight face. Downloading Jelly Bean to my phone.
Oh, but it's so wonderful. That's why they named it a sweet, because it's so sweet to get an update.
You know what? It's sweet.
Key lime pie.
Guns.
Key lime pie is sweet.
Guns are sweet.
Why?
Bruce Willis movies are sweet.
Guns are dangerous and guns kill
operating
people.
Systems.
If there were no guns in the world would be peaceful.
That's true, but we would not have guns. And we'd all have to live with each other.
No, Peffers, you're a terrible arguer because that's not true. We had war before guns.
Oh, did we?
Oh, yes, we did.
There were wars before guns.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Crusades?
Yeah, I guess I should have mentioned one or two of the wars before guns.
Have you heard of Genghis Khan? So that's how you. I have to beat myself in my own argument to stand up for you. That's terrible.
Seriously,
But anyway, Google's great. I've heard some rumors coming up about the conference, though. They might be announcing Key Lime Pie Android 5.0. They might be releasing a white Nexus 4 with LTE.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is like the Nexus 4, but it is white.
Yeah, and it has LTE, which
There
is one
you
of
go.
the major complaints about the phone is that it doesn't have a 4G LTE.
Yeah.
For the new LTE networks. So that would be great. The Nexus 4 is a great phone. I have a couple friends that have it, a few friends that have it, and it feels, it's all glass. The back is glass, kind of like the iPhone. It kind of feels like the iPhone a little bit, to be honest.
Oh,
but it's it's not flat. The iPhone is completely flat on both sides, but it's curved. The glass is curved to the touch of your finger. It's like bowed. It's awesome. It just feels great in your hand. The iPhone's so small. I'm holding your iPhone right now, and it's like, this is garbage. Just throw it away. It's not worth.
I think maybe you're
what it's made of.
Overcompensating there.
Okay. No, I give Apple credit. Steve Jobs talked about, we were talking about TV, future of TV earlier, to go all the way back to the beginning of the episode. Steve Jobs envisioned everything that's going down with TV right now. He had this vision right before he died.
Yeah.
Have you read the book about him or seen anything about him?
I have not.
Well, he that was one of the last things one of the last ideas that he sent out to Apple was about television.
All right.
He dreamed about taking down the cable companies. He actually has a quote. And you should stall while I look it up because it is an amazing quote.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, you need to get good at this stuff.
All right. So, what's the difference between peanut butter and jam? No, I can't tell that joke.
All right, I've got the quote.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
He said, when you're young and you look at television and think, there's a conspiracy. The networks have conspired to dumb us down. But when you get a little older, you realize that's not true. The networks are in the business to give people exactly what they want. And that's a far more depressing thought. Conspiracy is optimistic. You can shoot the bastards. We can have a revolution. But the networks are really in business to give people what they want. It's the truth.
Yeah.
That's like such a real pessimistic, dim view of television, but it's so accurate.
Well, yeah, that's always one of the harshest realizations is, maybe you're getting exactly what you deserve.
Mm-hmm. But I think the demand is finally shifting.
Yeah.
We're finally breaking away from this monopoly that's
I think that's really what
company.
They don't like about piracy is not that a few people. There's my phone going off.
iPhone ringtone.
I don't know.
I'm gay.
But anyway, these companies don't like piracy not because they're losing a few customers here and there, but because it shows the world that we don't really need them to distribute stuff like that. Now that the internet's out, anyone can make a video and put it up there. Like, anyone good can make money without these guys.
Exactly. Well, with YouTube announcing that they're going to have subscription channels that you have to pay for, that'll really bring some high-quality content to YouTube.
Yeah.
And, I mean, YouTube, you can create your own television show and sell it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's kind of turning it into video iTunes that way. And that's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, I like it.
Hoping the free content won't suffer because of that. I am optimistic of such things.
It won't, because
It's
YouTube
basically
is a Google
like,
product.
You can
So
put,
it's going to be fine, man.
it's basically just you decide if your channel has a subscription, right?
Yeah, Google is the god of free things.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is okay.
I mean, it's just like Mother Teresa.
There's
It's
a
like
temple.
here. It's like communism.
A temple
here,
where people
take this all. It's free. We give you this all for free.
Oh, so you're a communist?
No, I just love free things. And Google is so giving.
Yeah.
All that ad money it makes, it's incredible.
Yeah. How much?
I did a little when I worked for Terra Clips in California. I did a little bit of AdSense and AdWordage usage. It's pretty intense. How much money is flowing through that at all the ad money.
Yeah. Is it intense?
So
Like
you know,
camping?
do you notice the ads on Google? Because they're really good
come
at.
up, and then it's
they're really
like
good at
the
making them
sponsored
not.
links.
Yeah,
And then
they're in a little like
every
brownish
once in a
colored
while,
box.
yeah,
but-
every once in a while, I'll click on a sponsored link
'Cause-
just
yeah,
because it's what I'm looking for.
but yeah, they get paid per click.
yeah,
So if you see, I don't know, you see some John McCain ads and you hate John McCain, go ahead and click them, make them pay for it.
yeah,
Yeah, punish them.
that's true.
But
And he'll totally think his ads are working, but they won't be.
you said guns were awesome.
Yes.
And Facebook has said they're going to block they're not going to allow gun ads. Gun companies can't advertise on Facebook.
I think Facebook doesn't know how much people hate it right now. Like everyone
How much people hate Facebook?
Everyone uses Facebook, but they're just itching for something to come along and replace it in their lives. And Facebook doesn't quite realize that yet.
Did I say Google Plus earlier?
Google Plus isn't it.
Everyone can come. We welcome you.
Google Plus is too.
I don't really want you guys to crash our haven because it's a pretty awesome place. It's a great, a great community.
Keep it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying your time
I mean,
there
I think you should join us
on that island over there.
I think you should join us on the Google Island.
Yeah. Well,
By the end of this podcast, I'll have
by
you
the
there.
end of this podcast, he swears.
I don't swear ever. So that's all I really have about Google. I'm sure that we'll talk more about Google every episode because I love Google.
Yeah, I'm sure
the
we
HTC
will too.
One came out this week. I'm really wanting to get my hands on that and talk about that a little bit. If I get my hands on it, I might do a little review.
That's a phone.
Little review, yeah. It's my very first Google phone was the HTC G1. It was a long time ago.
One.
This is the HTC One.
They dropped the G.
Well, this was a long time ago. I haven't had an HTC phone since the Evo. They haven't had any really good phones in a while. So this is their last stand, but they've reinvented the camera. It's these ultra pixel technology now.
Ultra pixel technology.
So all the cameras on phones now are like going like 12 megapixels. More megapixels, the better, they say.
Yeah.
And they've reinvented their camera, and it's only 4 megapixels. But it's supposed to take better pictures. So they're going against the grain. That's the trend, the status quo. They're really attacking it.
It's just got
1080p display. It's 4
mega ultra.
I think it's 4.8 inches instead of 5.0 to try and still go against the standard.
Yeah.
The standard on the super phone right now is 5-inch screen. I think they said the next iPhone will have a bigger screen too.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the size of the screen.
You're not really worried about the iPhone because you think you're going to get a Google phone, right?
I only have that iPhone because my parents bought it for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's low.
That's low.
That's low, man.
You wouldn't take a free phone?
No. Not if it was an iPhone.
Wow. That's stubborn.
It's not stubborn.
It's a fine phone.
I would just sell it and use the money to buy a better phone.
Whatever.
Because people pay money for those things.
They pay money for those things?
Yeah, that hunk of Apple
guy-
logo there.
This
that does half of what mine does. They'll pay for
Wow.
that. Pay probably more for that.
Wow. See, I almost took this other guy up on it. He offered me, I don't know, a jar of farts, but I didn't because I was hoping I could get some money. And now that you said people pay money for them, I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's talk about Psych.
Okay.
Yeah, Psych.
Psych. All right. Wow. Spoiler alert. Then
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about a new episode of Spike or Spike.
we're
Psych.
not. I don't think we're gonna hold back on Psych with
All
the
right.
spoilers.
You should, if you're not caught up on Psych, you should catch up on Psych.
This is the last thing we're gonna do, so you can probably
Skip
catch
to
up
the
on
end of the episode.
end-ish. Yeah, but anyway, Psych. This is an awesome show.
Psych is an awesome show. Sean and Gus are
This
my
season-
favorite duo
Yes, this season has been very awesome. The
Favorite
mysteries-
season.
The mysteries have been kind of weak sometimes.
The mysteries have been but I like how they're still there.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're almost not the highlight of the
Yeah.
episode. They're like the
They've done a really
the behind
good job.
the scenes thing going on.
They've done
Like
a
the
really
bachelor party episode where there's still a crime going on,
Yeah.
but that's not the point of the episode at all.
and they did a good job with the characters this season. I don't know. There's a lot of good shenanigans they're getting into. Yeah,
Woody's been classy
Yeah.
this season. Living in a trailer on the
Yeah.
beach.
wasn't on the beach at first,
No. There.
but a lot of drama too.
Drama.
Biggest thing,
Juliet, man.
Juliet finds out Sean's not psychic.
Oh my
Ba-boom,
God.
drops that bomb.
She just can't handle it either, and he's just not saying the right things.
I know he's being a
He
total
keeps
idiot.
dreaming different scenarios, and then he doesn't do the scenario.
The last episode, though, it looked like he was gaining some ground on her. You know what I mean?
A little bit, and then he ruined it at the end again.
What do you do at the end?
At the very end, he looked at her and said some crap, and she was just like,
That was
"You got to move out."
the last episode they did, though, was with the roommate,
Yeah,
and at the end of that one,
yeah, gaining a little bit, but not
Yeah.
really.
she's gonna take him back because that's the way the show's set up. But
I mean,
she's not gonna turn him in either. And if she does, everyone already knows already. I think I could see that happening. She goes to the chief saying he's not really psychic, and she's just like, "Yeah, I knew that because I'm the chief and I'm not an idiot."
but Ted Mosby didn't get Robin.
No, he didn't. But that was revealed in the first episode. So, and that argument wouldn't really go anywhere.
Fair enough.
Ah,
But
But-
Barney, on the other hand,
now we're spoiling How I Met Your Mother.
what? No, I'm not.
Dude, 2 episodes left in the season of How I Met Your Mother.
I have not seen this season, so
You
don't
haven't
spoil
seen
this for
any
me.
of
I
this
have not
season?
seen this season.
So you didn't
I
see
know.
Barney die?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Barney
You wouldn't have told me that if Barney actually dies.
dead as a doornail.
No way. No way Barney's dying. He has a funeral and everything. A Charlie
Yeah.
Sheen episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
2.5 Men this.
The rest of
Season
the
starts and he's dead.
Yeah, no, the next season is just like the last day of Barney's life, and it's slowly dragged out like 24. That's awesome. Totally changes genres.
Yeah.
Becomes a spy thriller. You gotta find out what happened to Barney.
Well, what does that have to do with meeting his mother? Meeting the mother.
This
The lady with
show-
the yellow umbrella?
This show lost track of that a long time ago.
Oh, see.
Nope. Supposedly, I will tell you this. Next season is when he meets the mother, supposedly. Either the end of the season
Okay.
or start of next season.
So, I think our last minute of our podcast every week, we should just, power through as much quick headlineage as we can. Go. Futurama got canceled.
Futurama did get canceled.
Arrested Development's almost coming back.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited for that. It's Netflix only season, so it'll all come out at the same time. What else happened? What else? Mixed spaghetti. McDonald's sells mixed spaghetti in the Philippines.
It's not a headline. That's just
Mixed spaghetti, though, man.
it looks gross. People, look it up.
We'll post it on our Facebook page. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook.
Yes,
And Google Plus.
follow us. Here is the last article for you. 2.5 men returning for season 11, minus half a man. That is Angus T. Jones, the boy who plays the boy on that show, will not be returning.
What? So
Yep.
it's 2 men.
Yep, and not even the 2 men it started with. Well, one of them.
Wow. That show is...
Did you hear about him? He did a rant in an interview about how it doesn't line up with his Christian values, and he thinks people should stop watching it and stuff.
Wow.
And then he apologized like the next day. But, you know, we all know Chuck Lorre, after what he did to Charlie Sheen, he doesn't take prisoners with this sort of thing. I think next season will open up at that kid's funeral, and they'll be making jokes about some chick pushing him onto a train track.
Yeah.
That's the way that show's going
We
to
got
go.
to keep going. Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 comes out next week,
Nice.
I think. The 3rd.
Watch out for an internet tax.
Yes.
We got to fight that.
Next season of Dexter's the final season. A couple of trailers up.
Yeah.
If you're still into Dexter. It's kind of old news.
I haven't seen
but
Dexter.
You've never seen Dexter?
No.
The
My
first
sister watched
season-
it. She loves it more. It's like her favorite show.
The
She has all kinds of Dexter stuff.
The first season is very worth watching. And then the other
Okay.
seasons are kind of... I mean, there's good seasons and there's bad seasons.
Okay.
Each season's kind of its own thing.
Have we... is there... I think I read that... Is there going to be a second season of House of Cards?
I'm sure there is. I read the other day that House of Cards is eligible for the Emmys.
Nice.
So...
Nice. Well, I read that Netflix is going to have its own awards, the Flicksters.
Yeah.
They're going to have their own awards ceremony.
Is it going to
thing
be
and everything.
Netflix stuff, or is it going to be like
It's
online
anything that's
stuff?
on. I think it's. I don't know.
Like, are they going to take Hulu original series and
I
these
don't know.
Amazon series?
I'm not sure. I just read about the Flicksters. I know that's terrible of me for preparation, but anything else? We're wrapping it up. Our website, nearlytotalnonsense.com. Check it out. We're just launching it, sort of
yes.
building it and everything. It's still a work in progress, but it'll be good.
Hopefully
We'll
this
put up
wasn't
some information about ourselves, some pictures, and
a complete waste of time.
yeah. Share us on Reddit or whatever you like.
Did you say cheers on Reddit?
Do you think we should do a Twitter? I think we should do a Twitter.
Let's promote our non-existent Twitter.
We're going to start a Twitter as well.
Yeah, one of those tweet factories. No, I'm not going to ever say the word tweet again.
But we'll post a lot of good stuff we find during the week on our Facebook and Google Plus.
Yeah,
keep it
that's
going.
the plan.
Keep you
Yes.
guys in the loop. Something to follow during the week
Yes,
while you wait to hear us again for another hour.
because I know you'll all be itching for that next hour of the Chris Galt and Chris Peppers ramble for an hour show.
It's not.
But-
It's nearly total nonsense.
Nearly total nonsense. It's a radio show.
See,
or a
you guys
podcast.
learned a little bit today. Got caught up on a little bit, but it was a little bit of nonsense.
It was almost all nonsense, but that's what we told them it would be. So it's
Nearly.
nearly total nonsense. Well, I think that's saying the name of the show enough.
It was nearly. All right. Well, comment on our Facebook page. Leave us some notes. Give us some suggestions on what we should talk about, what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah.
Help us make you like us. Because we don't know what else to do.
Yeah. Yeah, until next week, I guess.
Bum, bum, da, 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 da.
All right. I think that's enough.